Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. Creating a new industry. Creating a new industry. You know what? And this is more speculation because, well, so far Rom hasn't created an industry. But I was thinking about it because, I had like briefly touched on this in a previous episode. Pay attention what's going on out here because when people, because they might need services or something, that actually creates an industry. I was talking about the delivery services, and I was saying not just because of COVID still being around, but you have an increasing amount of seniors who really don't want to shop like that. They don't want to be walking around, and I say, you know what? That's actually creating a new industry. And whenever there's a demand for something, that creates an industry, and it could be off of anything. Like I know there's a niche industry now that's based around tantra. There's a niche industry now based around that. Right now they have teachers. There's a few books out, and this is particularly within the Black community. Nobody's talking about it like it's a general thing, but then there's some very specific to it because I actually know the people who are really like pushing it. And it's niche right now, but it could become a major industry because you get so many things with it. See, the thing with the industry is not just the sale of one product, but it's more the sale of a product, a service, and a lifestyle associated with it. Because you need so many other things. Like, I'll use the book industry. In fact, I'll use an industry I was a part of. It was a niche industry. It was the Black books industry. I'm still a part of it technically, but it was different when I jumped into it because I knew many bookstore owners, and they were saying, specifically Black authored books. You can create an industry, a niche industry, everything from the idea of the book to the printing and the sale of it. I'll give you an example, and you can really apply this to anything. Okay, like with books. Okay, first you needed a writer. You need somebody to write the book. All right, so then you got the writers. You might need some illustrators depending on the book. Might or might not. Need editors. Okay, you hiring more people. All right, you need some people who could probably format the book and everything, get on a laptop or something and, actually physically put together a blueprint for the book. Then you can send it to a printer, so you get some printers. Something connected with that is getting the supplies to print the book, the inks and all of that, maybe even a printing machine and all of that, workers for that, people to quality control it. And then once you get the books, you still need to sell them. So you need people who are good at marketing, maybe people who are good at putting on events like book signings, book discussions, things like that. Let's see, what else? Distributors, book distributors, and the people who work there, bookstores to finally sell the book. I mean, you get so much and it all stems from like just somebody wanting to write their story. But a lot of industries are like that. And it depends, like I say, it depends on something's up. Like something new we're not even thinking about could be created. Something new could be created just based on whatever. In fact, okay, like say something happened in the air, something way deeper than COVID, like something where people had to go out and wear breathing apparatus. All right? Okay, you start creating an industry. First, they got to create it. So you got the research and development. Then the styles, and people say, hey, why don't we put some designs on them and everything? Oh, wait a minute, let's get some clothes to match it. It's like, it's so much, and it's whatever. Like another industry I'm personally familiar with is the natural hair care industry in the Black community. People don't realize how much money that was generating because it was separate. It wasn't like the overall hair industry, which was serving the mainstream, because there was a lot of little nuances there. Like it could be like clothes that promote natural hair. Usually people in the natural hair communities and into that, they're also into natural products like shea butter, stuff to wash their hair. It's like so much barbers, hairstylists, it's so many things, even to the point of spiritual symbols, to be honest with you. I'm like, wow. And I'm thinking about that because I'm like, wow. And one of the things I want to share is that somebody listening might have an idea for something that will serve a particular population. And it could be, like I said, it could be anything. Like, look at smartphones. You have people, when I go to different malls, with my sons, and somebody know why I make that reference with my sons and stuff. One of the things we see are a lot of phone places and stuff, right? A lot of phone places, and they have like covers for smartphones. People, there's like a little mini industry just based off of that, or fixing smartphones. Like smartphones themselves have like generated a lot of stuff. See, people can have an idea for something. Like, I'm gonna be real, Rom still be thinking, I'd be still looking at stuff and thinking about what I could create. I actually be thinking about that. I haven't come up with anything yet. But I'm gonna tell you what, maybe I haven't written the book yet. Because, okay, let's look at some science fiction. Let's look at something like Star Trek. You got Star Trek conventions every week. You got industries based off it, and in fact, it's inspired a lot of stuff, like smartphones. You could say, you remember those flip-up phones we had? Where did we first see them? Star Trek, or even iPads. Where did we first see pads like that? Seriously. And you, like a writer or creative person, can create an industry. It could come from anywhere. Like I said, one of you listening might be able to create something. Like if you have an idea, something, just go for it. If you're doing something, you think somebody might have an interest in it, go for it. It might start out small, but I'm gonna tell you what, you do have some like lifestyle brands that are based specifically on the lifestyle. Like you got stuff for people who skateboard, like skateboarding. I've talked about that before in a video when I first started this channel. I mean, you got that whole skateboarding thing actually created a whole industry around just a simple activity, like clothing, everything, clothing styles, sports. They had skateboarders in the Olympics. So it's like you could probably create something. Now, I don't know if you can, but it's something to pay attention to because, okay, maybe you don't create it, but you see something, you say, hey, this industry is already there. Oh, wait a minute, we could use this for this industry. So I want y'all to think about it, okay? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Let's go make that money.